Usually I'd come on here after an overtime loss and ream into this team and just be really angry. However, I think it's a little bit of a different story in this game today. First things first, the Leafs really, for most of this game, we didn't really see this team getting any points whatsoever. Let's break this puppy down and kind of see how this thing plays out. So first period, guys, it happened in the last game against the Tampa Bay Lightning. First off, this Leafs team could not score, and in the dying seconds of that second period, the Lightning scored 2 quick goals. One with 1.5 seconds left or whatever it was in that Lightning game. And in the first period, on the power play, Alexander Barkov scores his 12th goal of the year on the power play. 4 seconds left in the first period. We've talked about it, guys. In the first 5 and the last 5, this team has to be better. More or less in the last minute of a period, they got to be better. And then let's move to the second period here, and this is where I start to question some things official-wise. Number one, Kasperi Kapanen, a blindside knee-on-knee, if I may add. Or well, maybe not blindside, but it was a knee-on-knee way late. No call on the play. How can you sit here and tell me that that is not as bad as Zach Hyman's hit on Charlie McAvoy against the Boston Bruins, which ended up giving him a 5 minutes for interference and a game misconduct and 2-game suspension? You're telling me that a blindside, interference, late hit, knee-on-knee, you're telling me it's not bad? And there wasn't even a 2-minute minor penalty, because the reason being, the puck was so far away from the play, telling you how late of a hit it was, and there's no call at all in the play. Will there be any discipline towards that? Well, I think we're gonna have to wait and see, but I doubt it. The fact that he's not hurt and there was no minor penalty called in the play, it's ridiculous that that's a thing. But Charlie McAvoy somewhat got hurt in that game from that hit. I think that's the reason Zach Hyman got a 2-game suspension, which is still ridiculous. And the crazy thing is, Kapanen, about 2 or 3 minutes later, takes a penalty for, I don't know what the heck it was. I really don't know at all. And on that power play, Jonathan Huberdeau scores, making it 2-0. The Leafs can't score anything at all. They're firing a lot of shots at Roberto Luongo. Ideally not quality shots. They really hadn't played well offensively in those first 2 periods. But you're stuck 2-0 after 2 periods. And this team, after a tough game against the Tampa Bay Lightning where you couldn't find the back of the net, and now in 2 periods against the Florida Panthers, you have not been able to score. Let's go to the third period. Midway through, we talk about just getting pucks on the net and good things will happen. Jake Gardiner, a perfect example of that. He just fires a puck on net. John Tavares, with a beautiful tip in front, beats Roberto Luongo. His 20th goal of the year. The Leafs cut the lead in half. There's still 10 minutes to play. With under 4 to go, Mitch Marner actually shoots the puck. And this right there is a perfect example of why he should shoot more. Because he's that good at it. Mitch Marner is a fantastic shooter. Yes, we know he is a passer. That is what he is, and that's what he will be. But if he can use his shot more often, it'll not only open up himself to score more goals, it'll open up his teammates, because the other opposing team won't just be thinking to themselves, oh, he's just going to pass it. He's just going to pass it. Because that's what's been happening lately, and they've all been right all the time. So with Mitch Marner, guys, with that goal there, his 7th of the year, I think it's his first in 13, 14 games. Kadri and Zaitsev grab assists on that. By the way, John Tavares' goal, Gardiner and Morgan Riley grab assists. And we're tied at 2 with less than 4 to play. But 27 seconds after that, Barkov comes down and scores, and the lead is back for the Florida Panthers. You grinded so hard in this game to try and get back into it, and 27 seconds after you tie it, you just give up another goal, and now you're down with just over 3 minutes to play. But hang on, we ain't done yet. 1:40 to play. Who has the puck on the right side? It's Mitchell Marner. Well, we're pretty sure he's going to pass. I mean, he already shot it once in the game, but is he going to do it again? You can't see that happening. And he does, and he goes post and in. Beautiful shot. Nice screen in front of the net. And we're tied again. Mitch Marner shooting the puck. Scores 2 on the night. Ties the game for the second time. Riley and Jake Gardiner grab assists on that, and we are going to overtime. And then Barkov undresses Freddie Anderson like crazy, leaves his jockstrap in the net, and Barkov gets a hat trick and scores the overtime winner. But you know what? We saw something today. Mitch Marner has not shot the puck much at all this year. Why has the power play been so, I guess, stale lately? Because it's so stagnant, and Mitch Marner, look, he's the catalyst to that power play. But the problem of the matter is with that, is he never shoots the puck on the power play. Or at least from what we've seen. So none of the opposing teams are playing him to shoot. They're like, hey, Mitch, shoot the puck. We'll play you to pass, and he continues to pass. And then an interception, and then they fire the puck down the ice because there's nobody wide open. If Mitch Marner can... I'm not saying get less pass happy, because I know that is what he is, and I love it. But if he can just shoot a little bit more and have that as a threat, it'll do wonders for him, and it'll do wonders for this team in many different aspects. One thing to note, though, Frederik Andersen, 4 goals on 29 shots, so he has not been Freddie like lately. But he will come back around, guys. I'm okay with this point. The Leafs didn't cough up a lead and then lose it in overtime. They came back twice and forced overtime and unfortunately lost it in OT. Playing in Florida has never been the Leafs' strong suit. No matter what team that Florida Panthers organization throws in the ice, the Leafs always have trouble against them. That and the Hurricanes, even though they beat them 4-1 last time. The first go-around was horrendous. So it's a really weird scenario how the Leafs have some type of, what is it? They don't usually play well against certain teams, and I think Florida's a big example of one team. Look, Roberto Luongo is a great goaltender. And numbers don't suggest it for him this year. Ideally, he hasn't been healthy, but he is still Roberto Luongo, and he has done a great job against the Leafs in the past. And for at least the first 2 periods of this game, he was a big reason of why that team stayed ahead. You know, he lets one of those in, and all the floodgates could open for the Leafs. But the fact, watching this team score 3 goals in the last 10 minutes of the third period, it puts my mind at ease a little bit. You know, it's kind of nice to see. Now, the next game for this Leafs squad, they head to New Jersey. They're taking on the Devils. Keith Kincaid has not been very good this year. 288 goals against average and a .906 save percentage. The Devils have been playing horrendous hockey. They're 2-4-4 in their last 10 games. They're 2 games under 500. And I don't care if you're in New Jersey. I don't care if the Leafs haven't played well lately. That right there is a game that you want and have to win. I'm not saying New Jersey's terrible, because they're in hindsight it probably sounds like it, but they're an NHL hockey club, you know, and they made the playoffs last year. They have Taylor Hall. They have some great players on that team that can catch fire at any moment. You can't go into that game expecting 2 points, but what you got to go in there is be confident you're going to get it and play a solid 60 minutes. That's what we want to see. I think for Leaf fans, that's all we want to see. We want to see this Leaf squad put a full, 60 minutes of hockey out there. We saw that against Tampa, and unfortunately it didn't mount to much, and they lost 4-1. Today, offensively they weren't really going. I didn't see a whole lot of attack, I guess, in the first 2 periods. I mean, there were stretches, obviously, where they had some zone time, but the third period is where things got real funky, and the Leafs got all firepower going. You saw it. It's a positive you got to take from it. And you got a point in the game I don't think they really deserved. Well, I wouldn't say they really deserved it, but I'm just saying that we didn't expect it. 10 minutes to go, you're down 2-0. You've scored 1 goal in your last 5 periods. You expect to get 2 goals in the last 10 minutes. Well, and the fact is, the Leafs get 3, but they tie and lose in overtime. So I will take this point for what it is. That's a stupid point, but move on from it. You're going to have overtime losses. It's hockey. Whatever. It's sports. And people who think this team is going to go this entire season without having a shootout or overtime loss is very mistaken, because that is almost impossible to do. So, guys, you know what? That is going to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and you guys enjoyed the ladder of this game here tonight. You know, hit that like button. I do appreciate that, guys, because it was an entertaining third period. I think we can all agree on that. Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed this one. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your Leafs player of the game. I think I got to give it to Mitch Marner. Why? Because he went, I wouldn't say out of his comfort zone, but he did something different that we have not seen lately, and shoot the puck. He's my player of the game for the Leafs, guys. If you have any other suggestions on who you thought your player of the game was, let me know in the comments below. And Evan and I will talk to you guys either Tuesday or Thursday, podcast edition. Link is in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes. Twitter is also down below, guys. Follow up, send me a DM. Do all that great stuff, and I will talk to you guys Raptors edition as the Raps are in Denver, in the Mile High City, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. tip-off as the Raptors, you know, struggling as of late. I say struggling as of late, and yet you beat Golden State in Golden State without Kawhi Leonard. Interesting. Status for Pascal Siakam and Kyle Lowry for tomorrow's game. Questionable. We're not sure what's going to happen there tomorrow night against Denver, but all we need, look, if this team come out there and put a victory together against a really, really good Denver team, who obviously beat the Raptors in Toronto last time we met, and now you're playing in Denver. It's not going to be an easy one tomorrow night. We're going to have to wait and see how that thing plays out tomorrow, 8 o'clock. And as for the Leafs, guys, their next game, like we said, they take on the New Jersey Devils Tuesday night in New Jersey, 7 p.m. puck drop. Freddie Anderson, Keith Kincaid, the expected starters in that game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you guys then.